So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So I did a poll with my tier 2 and above subscribers, or members I guess it's called, about what extra tier list I should do this month, and the winner was Kizuna free-to-play units. I've gathered them all here and separated them into different tiers, so let's just jump right into it. So you can start at the bottom. We have some old Kizuna free-to-play that mainly were for support. Margaret, matching orb for quick final stage. Perospero, you're able to lock orbs for cerebrals when you use a special. And Barto, damage reduction can be only put on Luffy. All of these have some varying use. Perospero is the most useful, I'd say, but all are worth owning eventually. Then we have the useless tier. I'd say it's useless. Like, few units are absolutely useless. Like, the one of these I've used the most is Orochi, but he's really bad on paper. There's basically no reason to use him ever, really. Boa was actually my first Kizuna free-to-play unit back in the day. She just does a chain lock and some damage, and Boa has no supports either. Koala just does like a death time conditional, but she can't apply it herself unless you put her support. But her support to reduce defense isn't even like set defense to 0, so it's just some extra damage, and that's not worth you just running a unit for that. Niche tiers are units that I can see get some use, and I've used recently myself. Sorosani, I've actually not used in forever now. They were amazing back in the day. First free-to-play Kizuna unit, like 2.75 times attack boost optimally for 2 classes. That was amazing back in the day. Now it's a bit whatever. Usually you'll just get the 2 times attack boost since it's hard to set up. I don't even remember what their swap does. And yeah, they're basically the worst Sorosani today. Rebecca, never used. I think she removes some special bind and can do a self-proc death down conditional. But yeah, main issue with Rebecca is she has no support, so there's really no reason to use her. I've used this carrot quite a bit. It's not that great anymore. Small chain boost, can do a small attack boost as well, depends on captain if she can do that. Main gimmick is she completely removes defense, which can be useful, but usually not. Odin I've used quite a bit, especially in accessible teams, since he's a pretty good free-to-play captain. But if you don't use him as captain, he's a bit whatever. He can extend orb boost and remove barrier. So I did use him for the latest clash we got against Bonnie. So yeah, niche doesn't mean useless, it's just that they don't see it used that often and doesn't have much things that makes them special. I do like this Capone a lot. He changes all orbs to same orb as captain, or same orb as will be unfavorable for a captain. Okay, that was wrong. Let's clarify it. He changes all orbs to unfavorable. The orb the captain gets is also made favorable, and you get an attack boost or something. So I've used this in the past. It's not a bad unit, but yeah, Capone doesn't have many supports either. Kaido can kill a revive if they have low enough HP, which is useful. They don't have that many units like that, and sometimes it's nice to have one with different classes. 2 Doffy, both are pretty meh. The old Doffy here, he could extend chain stuff, matching orbs, stuff like that. He's not that great. Newer Doffy is a bit better, but he's built to be used with sugar. So if you don't use sugar, he's not that great. And then his kit is not super functional, like he reduces CD, but it doesn't resist special reverse, stuff like that. So I'm not a big fan. King hasn't aged that well. Can do an attack boost if you hit 12 combo hits, very rare ability, and he also removes chain debuffs. Magellan is probably the coolest unit in this tier, since he can apply poison every stage and it goes through full immunity as well, so that's pretty unique. Finally, Shirahoshi. She sees use once per year for the shopper content at Christmas, and then she isn't used for another year, basically. Usable is a bit better. Marco Ace. Basically a better version of Sorosanji. Consistent, big attack boost. Can also do some nice healing after you take a lot of damage, of course. Swap is better as well. But yeah, I haven't used them a long time either. Literally never used the Krieg Pirates, but on paper they're not bad. Reduce Bind the Spear, can do a self-proc poison conditional. It's just that it's so hard to be able to use poison conditionals. It's basically never allowed by the content. Moria can do Ore Boost for 2 turns for 3 colors, I think. Or 2 stages, I should say, Ore Boost. And he also has access to some nice support, both Perona, or mainly Kuma, of course, is the one I'm thinking about. Amazing support. Buggy, pretty funny Buggy. This is a Free Spirit focused Buggy, so if Captain's Free Spirit changes all slots to matching, and he also removes like Bind the Spear Paralysis by 5 turns, so honestly that's good, I'd say. So it should probably be a bit higher. But I kind of like it how all of the tiers were the same, so I think I'll keep it like this. But yeah, this bug is good. Roger, decent, double special, good utility, good for that Grand Voyage with Morgan, even if I don't think he's that great anymore. Hawkins, good, a lot of good utility and can also let you tank a death hit. Katakura has been used quite a bit, since Katakura has a lot of good support. And he also has a 2-stage chain lock, which can be useful. Shank's cool on paper, but all it really does with this special is a chain boundary, and it's not the best chain boundary, so doesn't see that much use anyway. Big Mom was okay. If enemy has full immunity, you get a decent attack boost and color affinity boost and remove beneficial effects. I've used Diva quite a bit. He has some decent utility and ore manip, and gives you an attack boost for Free Spirit as well. Magellan Hannibal, also decent utility, also self-proc, or they can apply poison at least. Like, they are similar to Krieg Pirates, but yeah. If we get to good tier, we have units that I use pretty often, relatively speaking, for units like this. Luffy Boa, always good call affinity user for Sai and Int teams. A good way to get an Int Luffy, which is still pretty rare. Akevino and Kizaru, pretty cool swap, reduce special bind, stuff like that, which is pretty uncommon. Can get a big ore boost, I think it is, with their special as well. Most annoying thing with them is that they have so widely different classes in all their different forms, so hard to build with. Brook has some nice use. He has good utility, has some decent ore manip. You can get both recovery tandem, and both of those are useful in different scenarios. And you can also get some base attack boost for 2 stages. Nami Robin, mainly good for being a Nami Robin. Can get an ore boost, and you also apply the immunity to like enrage or something like that. But the cool thing with that is that you can use it to preemptively block other status effect that stops you from getting stuff, which was used in the last Super Boss Kizuna, so you could avoid getting like the ability to not be able to use conditional stuff like that. Very annoying. Kuda Pirates, very solid, free to play. Good attack boost. You can get a delay conditional to full immunity if you're not enough HP. Still use it from time to time. Kid is a bit different, mainly a speedrun unit, can do end of turn damage for a lot of stages. Brook is pretty cool. He can give you an ore boost, he can extend ore boost, he can get his special back fast or ready fast with his sailor. Luffy is pretty interesting, good utility, he can jump into Captain, have a super type you can use. Garp is similar like that. Both of these are nice to move up. Garp you can actually move back down again, which is usually preferred. But yeah, Garp is call affinity focused, while Luffy is attack, I think? I don't remember. This Kaido is basically a versus Kaido, but in free-to-play form you get a big attack and ore boost, and you get a 1 orb on Kaido. He has a super type as captain, so it's pretty cool. Yamato is also mainly good as captain, but yeah, it's not often you're going to use free-to-play units as captain, but as captain Yamato has that very rare ability to give the damage reduction attack boost, so if you need a lot of damage and some survivability, like we did in recent PKA, this Yamato can be a solid choice. Then we have the units that gets a bit more use. The legit ones like Yak here, 3 turn color affinity for 2 clauses and 1 color. And you also remove paralysis and attack down, I think. He's really good. Kiku really good, low CD, has good utility, good access to support, can reduce CD by 2 turns. Can both be used to speed teams up and to counter special reavers. Blackbeard, multi-stage special, so even the low level special is pretty useful, but mainly special bind remover that can also give a base attack boost and can also do a self-proc death down conditional, very cool. This deck shopper is basically a free-to-play version of the V1 shopper. The Christmas one removes like bind the spear attack down, heals, call affinity, super cool unit. Sorosani does a lot of weird effects, like back in the day it was amazing that we had a unit that could give chain boundary, increase damage taken, they do damage, you can use kosher support, so yeah. They are pretty versatile unit. Perona pretty recent, also good utility and access to a 2-turn call affinity boost, also potential damage reduction if needed. Big Mom really good for that one Grand Voyage, but even then, like, you have good special bind removal, 3-turn ore boost, potential full board of Samla orbs, very cool for free to play. And finally Sabo, who was worthless until he got level limit buff recently, and now he can give an ore boost for 3 turn, full board ore manip, reduce paralysis, and the orbs you get are also like tandem and you lock them, so yeah, he's a very useful addition to the box. So yeah, this is my first Kizuna free-to-play tier list. Hopefully we get more level limit break for them eventually, just like with Sabo. They'll probably finish Treasure Map first, I reckon, but after that, who knows what band I will focus on. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.